First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Hey, and welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Some more incredible weather out there today. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt helps spread the word. First Alert Weather Extra, how you can watch each and every day on our streaming app. You can download that for Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and we're also streaming on the First Alert Weather app. Let's show you what's coming up on the show today. And as we look at our First Alert Weather headlines, well, we've got landslides to droughts happening across parts of the country. We're going to show you some scenes around the nation, some wild weather, also some near record warmth on the way for us as we close in on the weekend, but another cold snap in the long range for our area. You know, this time of the year, well, the weather, it can certainly change. As we break out the for Alabama, what season is it? The rundown here. You know, we go from winter. We consider this the trick me spring category because you always have that cold weather that comes back. Just keep in mind, around this time of the year, we have certainly had some big time winter storms. In fact, on this day last year, the high was 49 degrees. So it's certainly been much colder for this time of the year. And then you get to that time where pollen is, it's just everywhere, right? It's, if you have outdoor patio furniture, everything's covered in tree pollen. Well, it'll be here soon, so get ready. Even saw the first carpenter bee today. So spring, it's trying to settle in across Alabama, but we have brief summer, and then we have that late spring. We call it blackberry winter frost, and then we also have the, well, best way to put it, relentless sauna, right? We have that very hot, steamy, humid weather that it's one day it's not here and one day it's cranked the AC up. But with all that in mind, we just want to point out that as we're talking about all this warm weather, I don't want you putting away the jacket because I promise you we're going to have some more cold weather that's going to roll in here. And Jill's going to show you some interesting data here coming up in a few minutes. More sunshine tomorrow, near record warmth for the weekend. That's what we're talking about. And our next chance of rain, we got to watch early next week. Let's take you live. Woods and Water, we captured a lovely sunset view there. But notice the temperature here in Tuscaloosa right now. We're still hanging on to 72. We got some warm weather still in place across parts of the state, so the temperature is not dropping off quite as quickly this evening. We've broken out of the heavy jacket category, at least for evening plans. You may need a light pullover if you're going to be out and about later on tonight. You can see temperatures here cooling off into the 50s, a mostly clear sky. We've got winds out of the southwest direction for the overnight hours. First alert high temperatures as we move ahead today. We saw 70s across the board. Tomorrow, looking at Friday, we're close to 80 degrees here. If there's one day where we may tie a record, perhaps set a record, it would be Sunday. That's a day where we could break into the low 80s across most areas. And just to show you, I want to bring in some of those record highs. You can see for Sunday showing 83 degrees there for record set in 1974. Same for that's 83 in Birmingham, 84 in Tuscaloosa, and the same year there in Anniston. Certainly the 74 year was a very warm year. The record highs for today, we didn't quite get there today. We also had records for today that were in the low 80s, but near record certainly for the weekend. And then next week by Monday, we need to watch Monday for one of the next big things, a chance for some storms. I'm seeing some new data that's coming in tonight that suggests we could see a couple of strong thunderstorms, so we'll need to watch that there for Monday into early next week. But we're going to have a lot more coming up right here on the big show, including we were talking about the landslides, and we're actually going to take you to a different Auburn. We know Auburn, Alabama. We're going to take you to Auburn, Washington, and we've got to look at what's going on across the nation. We've got the beyond the 7-day. Again, a cold snap down the road, perhaps big temperature changes. We'll show you that coming up as we continue on First Alert Weather Extra. The next big thing gives you a heads up days ahead of the next big storm system. The next 24 gives you the most accurate and updated look at tomorrow. And the next 60 gives you a 60-minute advantage against Mother Nature. Knowing what's next, days, hours, or minutes away, this is why we First Alert.
When we declare First Alert Weather Day, it's all hands on deck. We're on your side and in your hand with the First Alert Weather app. While Wes and the rest of the team track changes moment to moment, the app keeps you prepared and safe with video and alerts for your neighborhood. And if the power goes out, no worries, you can stream us anywhere. It's easy and it's always on. Stay ahead of Alabama weather. Just scan and tap and have the First Alert Weather app. This is why we First Alert.
On Good Day Alabama, we treat severe weather with the highest priority. It's more than just meteorologists. Everyone plays a part. Having more reporters in more places takes you beyond the First Alert, showing you the impact that we see on radar. We're live in your neighborhood when you need us. On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
Our lives revolve around planning for what's next, like the next ball game.
One hot dog with ketchup? It's the same with weather. That's why we're on your side with the next big thing, the next 60, and the next 24. Knowing what's next, days, hours, or minutes away.
This is why we First Alert. Who puts ketchup on a hot dog?
Getting live breaking news and local updates has never been easier. That's because we're on your side with the WBRC streaming app. Need updates between newscasts? You can catch up quick here. And when we're live on TV, we're live here too. Just search WBRC on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. WBRC Fox 6 News is on your side.
Well, one of the big stories happening around the country, we're talking about a big-time rain event that's been impacting lots of stormy weather moving into the Pacific Northwest. Wanted to show you here some of the 7-day rainfall totals. You can see well over 6 inches, but that's certainly been one of the big weather headlines, one of the big stories happening around the country. Let's take you there as you can hear how folks are dealing with what's happening with all this rain. We're dealing with some big-time landslides.
I'm on 105th Place Southeast here in Auburn. Take a look at the trees, the mud, the debris that has now completely covered the entire roadway. This road closed in both directions, leaving neighbors early in the morning trying to figure out a way to get around.
And like I said, I don't know any back roads out of here, so I walked down to see how bad it is. And this whole hill came down. There's trees across the whole road.
So I've been here for about 4 years now, so yeah, unfortunately, this is what happens when you live on a hillside. It's fairly common.
Valley Regional Fire came out when the hillside first gave way. The city of Auburn's been out here assessing the mess as well. They've all seen this type of situation before, but for people like Tim G., it's a shocker.
I didn't see anything at first till I turned the corner, and then I was like, wow, that's crazy. This whole hill came down. There's trees across the whole road. And I mean, the pile of dirt's higher than a vehicle.
This Auburn neighborhood, not the only one dealing with a slide right now. There's a new landslide in the Somerset neighborhood of Bellevue, just 6 weeks after a water main break sent a house sliding right off its foundation. Now, in the midst of trying to clear that away, crews need to work on cleaning up this new slide. Bellevue, Renton, Auburn, so many local areas sculpted out of hillsides here that when saturated, can certainly give way. This is definitely an area prone to slides because this one today is not the first one they've dealt with here. All of these Jersey barriers put up more than 20 years ago from a previous slide.
The last one was not that bad. They had it cleaned up in about a day. This one might take a little bit.
And cleaning up a landslide like this one is not as easy as you might think. It's not as easy as just bringing in the equipment. First, they've got to get the geotechs out here. They have to look at the entire stability of this whole hillside to know what they can do next. Then they'll clean it up and make way for people to start driving through again. In Auburn, Denise Whitaker, Como News.
And what's really incredible, you know, we're seeing a lot of that rain, of course, across the Pacific Northwest. You look at most of the country here. This is one of the most expansive drought monitors I've seen in quite some time. We've got extreme drought. Look at all the areas dealing with extreme drought, even close to home here across Mississippi, parts of Arkansas and Louisiana. But that drought extending across the country, a significant rainfall deficit impacting so many states out there, including California. Let's take you there.
There was the now infamous October storm, followed by an historically dry January and February. When the California Department of Water Resources measured the snowpack now at the start of March, the number was bleak, only 63% of normal water content.
We're in a world of hurt here, a really world of hurt. And I know we feel there's so many crises going on, whether it be COVID, the unhoused, Ukraine. This is a real crisis, but I don't think people are going to realize it until their taps run dry.
Santa Clara Valley Water said they may have to increase their current 15% mandatory conservation target and offer bigger incentives for things like ripping out lawns. Wells could run dry. East Bay Mud doesn't expect their reservoirs to refill as they lay down plans to utilize supplemental supplies and purchase water. If anything, conservation is now going in the wrong direction.
Customers have been conserving 10% until February, and this dry, crispy weather, I think, is causing people to turn on their irrigation again. And, at a time when normally we'd be expecting natural rainfall to be watering those landscapes.
A 63% of normal snowpack after a January 1st snowpack of 157% is thwarting efforts to even predict what's next.
Our past forecasting efforts have relied on historical patterns that no longer apply given our current changed climate conditions.
And there's not much rain in the forecast.
We are looking at the end of the wet season for this water year, which means we have what we have, and we will be continuing the drought conditions that we have been enduring for the past 2 years. So this will be year 3 of the current drought.
I'm Leslie Brinkley, ABC 7 News.
And we had all that rain around here last week, and what a change as we bring things back home to Alabama. You can see the record highs for today. Birmingham 83, Tuscaloosa 82, 84 in Anniston. Those records set in 76. That one for Tuscaloosa back in 2012. Here's a look at today where we made it to 77, the official high recorded for today in Tuscaloosa. Look at that temperature contrast. I mean, we're talking a 30-degree swing in temperatures because it's so dry. You go from that cold start to those big warm-ups during the afternoon. But Anniston also making it to 76, and there's a pretty good chance here that we're going to be warming up into the 80s by the end of the week and into the weekend. As we talk more about what's going on across the country, let's get that travel forecast update from meteorologist Matt Daniel.
Hope you had a wonderful Wednesday. If you got any travel plans going into the weekend, if you're heading out tomorrow across the country, it's looking very nice. If you see those green colors, not expecting any delays. So Chicago to Dallas to Miami, New York City, Boston, D.C., looking good. Perhaps some minor delays if you're going out towards the Pacific Northwest and around Seattle as they're dealing with a little bit of rain. And really that's where most of the active weather is going to be going into tomorrow. Got some little disturbance. An upper level low that's going to be making its way towards the California coastline, and that's going to produce some showers. It's going to be a little on the wet side all along the coastline of California from San Francisco even all the way down towards LA. So we want to give those people a first alert if you are traveling out there. It could deal with some rain and another little disturbance as well that's going to be moving right along the United States-Canada border, producing some rain in around Seattle and maybe some mountain snow as well going into tomorrow afternoon. Here's what we're looking at with the future radar. A little disturbances. Once again, you can see a little bit of snow and some rain across the west coast, but overall high pressure is keeping most of the country dry. Lots of sunshine in Texas, the southeast, and just a few clouds in around parts of the northeast and parts of upstate New York. Here's a look at those high temperatures for tomorrow. Unusually warm temperatures for this time of the year. A lot of spots easily 10 to even almost 20 degrees above average. We're looking at mid to upper 70s all the way up towards Kansas, 70s in Memphis and Atlanta, 80s in parts of Florida. The cold spots, of course, as you go up towards the Great Lakes, temperatures right at or below freezing, and looking at highs in the 40s and 50s up towards New York City into Washington, D.C. And then for tomorrow night, mild temperatures for lows going into Friday morning, 40s and 50s across the southeast with really all that super cold air bundled up across Canada and the North Pole. We could see some colder temperatures across the country as we go into next week, but until then, enjoy the nice, comfortable temperatures.
And some nice comfortable temperatures. That's what we're feeling out there this evening. Birmingham at this hour, 70 degrees, 72 in Tuscaloosa. And I'm happy to report more of this on the way for tomorrow. By the way, tree pollen levels on the increase. Tree pollen right now in the high category across west central and east Alabama. I want to give you that first alert there for the pollen. We'll talk about that next chance of rain. Watching Monday for the chance of some stormy weather. That's next in the 7-day forecast. You're watching WBRC First Alert Weather Extra.
Every morning on Good Day Alabama, we know the news that matters the most to you is the news that hits closest to home.
And we know that to tell the best story means going to where the story is. That's why having more reporters in more places is so essential.
Giving you more local stories that impact your family, your school, and your safety.
On air, online, and on the app.
That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
I hear from people all the time with questions about healthcare, their insurance, and the safety of certain treatments. I'm Morgan Hightower, and I investigate these stories because if I were being taken advantage of, or if my family couldn't get the help they needed, I would want to know how to take action. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side, getting answers, keeping you informed and safe. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Get pinpoint locations down to your street level on the First Alert Weather app you can download by searching WBRC in your app store. That's accuracy you can plan on.
I hear from people all the time having problems with their landlord or worry about being ripped off by a bad business. I'm Josh Gann, and I investigate stories like these because if I had questions about protecting my finances or how to save more money, I would want the best advice available. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side getting answers, keeping you informed and safe. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Get First Alert weather and breaking news. Follow us on Twitter. Search at WBRC News.
Get First Alert weather and breaking news. Follow us on Facebook. Search at WBRC News.
All right, time for our First Alert Super 7-day forecast here, and we've got a super forecast at least through Saturday and Sunday. Still keeping that small mention of a shower. It's been in and out of the forecast for this weekend. Bottom line here, most of the weekend's going to be dry. Could be a sprinkle late Sunday for areas, but looking at the setup here through the weekend, if you have big outdoor plans, maybe want to get a camping trip in over the weekend. It is looking incredible, and hopefully by the weekend too, a lot of these lakes and rivers with respect to the hydrology around the state. We'll see the waterways a little bit closer to where they should be. If you want to break out the bass boat, do a little fishing later on this week, we'll be checking in on the forecast for some of the big lakes and rivers around the state here as we get closer to this beautiful weekend coming up. Sunday's the day, if we set a record, good chance that could happen on Sunday based on what we're seeing there in some of the almanac data. All right, Monday, chance for rain and storms. Next week, we were talking a lot about how we could see a rainy setup. Well, you know, one thing, if you see a more progressive system, typically means the system's got a little bit more energy, and that's why we're going to really have to watch it there for Monday for the possibility of some strong thunderstorms. I'm going to show you that coming up. Meanwhile, in the morning, just want to let you know it's still going to be kind of chilly out there early in the day. When you step outside, you're certainly going to know it is March in Alabama with those chilly morning conditions, but we will enjoy a nice warm up. The afternoon, still some perfect weather. If you have an outdoor project going on, we've got temperatures again around 80, no rainfall expected, and the sky will remain mostly sunny. Plenty of sunshine in that forecast over the next few days, and it's amazing. It just seems like in a matter of a few days, you can look around the neighborhood and notice some of the trees. We're starting to see some blooms out there on a lot of the plants and the vegetation, but spring has certainly sprung in some areas. Rain next week. This is what we're tracking here. Another front. That will start to move in here on Monday. Notice at 6 o'clock. So the way this comes in during the afternoon, Monday and into Monday evening, we need to watch in here to see if we see the wind energy, the instability, how that all kind of lines up. We've been talking about this for a while, this system there. Will we see any severe storms? That's what we're going to have to figure out here. It looks like that potential is there based on some of the new data coming in. And then that system moves on through. And then by Thursday and Friday, there's a chance that moisture could start lifting north again and bring us another chance of rain later on in the week. But we're definitely seeing a more progressive system in some of the new global deterministic data, which shows some promise there, some nice breaks again for next week. But it will turn cooler behind that system on Monday. So when we look at those severe weather parameters for Monday, The storm fuel, I mean, obviously we're coming off some warm days, temperatures around 80 this weekend. We're going to have some warm temperatures, but how much moisture, how well do those dew points recover over the weekend? It will start to feel a bit more humid as the wind becomes more southerly this weekend, so that's going to bring some of that fuel in to help feed some of those storms there on Monday. That's one of those parameters that we got to watch closely over the next few days. Based on what I'm seeing right there, that certainly looks like a situation that would be favorable for the possibility of some strong storms. So that's why we got that first alert for Monday for some rain, some storms possible. And then, as opposed to yesterday, it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday now trending drier into next week. But Jill, you know, this is that critical stage when we're forecasting those long-range forecasts, trying to fine-tune things, and we're getting better data, which suggests this system next week may be a fast mover as compared to what we're seeing yesterday.
Yeah, if it stalls out, you would be more concerned about flooding. But yeah, if it progresses on through, yeah, that could mean certainly we have enough wind energy and we'll have to watch it. We've been giving you that first alert. We're watching again Monday time frame. Now, as we go beyond the 7-day, it looks like some of that heavier precipitation, the above normal precipitation, will start to shift towards the north and east. And what else will be shifting is the above normal warmth. There's indication that we could be near average. And so we'll have to wait and see. But, you know, this time of year, we can get another cold snap very easily. And some new data. Again, it has been trending downward in the long range. And, I mean, that is a 40-degree high the model is indicating. So, again, we'll have to watch as we get towards that 10 to 15-day time frame to see if that actually pans out. So again, we still could have a cold snap or several cold snaps. It's still very early in March, and what we've also seen, if that were to pan out, the potential yesterday was showing upper 30s. Now it shows 20 for a low. So hard freeze, that is concerning, since again we're going to see a lot of blooms as we go through the next 5 to 7 days with all the warm weather. We get a little rain, and it'll be key as to whether or not we see those temperatures truly drop below freezing. But we have to be prepared for that. As we know, every year we can get that little surprise frost or, you know, late season frost, and that's not uncommon for this area. So that is the way it's looking right now. We'll keep an eye on beyond the 7-day, but Wes is going to be focusing again what's happening in the short term. Back to you, Wes.
All right, Jill, there you go. That possibility still out there for that big drop in temperatures. Want to give a big shout out, by the way, to the students at Leeds Primary School. It was Read Across America Day. Had a wonderful time speaking to the kindergartners and reading a book today, Miss Robertson's class. The kids had lots of fun today, and we were all smiles because of that nice weather. Miss Corrington's class, want to give you a big shout out as well. Leeds Primary School, lots of fun on this Read Across America Day. We're going to check in with Mickey and see what that weather's going to be like when you head out to school tomorrow morning. And we're going to have one more check on the 7-day forecast as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Getting live breaking news and local updates has never been easier. That's because we're on your side with the WBRC streaming app. Need updates between newscasts? You can catch up quick here. And when we're live on TV, we're live here too, giving you more ways to get caught up with everything happening where you live. Plus, exclusive videos from your First Alert weather team. It's easy to use and it's free. Just search WBRC on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. WBRC Fox 6 News is on your side.
You've got enough to worry about every day. That's why the First Alert weather team is on your side, so you can plan with confidence and take the worry out of weather. With exclusive First Alert AccuTrack, we pinpoint storms before they arrive. And with Weather Every 6, you are always informed. Alabama's weather changes fast, but we're working even faster, updating and alerting you first. We know your plans are important. This is why we First Alert.
Every morning on Good Day Alabama, we're on your side, trying to get you where you're going safely. First Alert Traffic updates you on slowdowns and gives you alternate routes. Having more reporters covering the roads you drive on gives you even more info to help you know more about why it happened and when it will be cleared. On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
I get calls and emails all the time from people wanting to know how cities, counties, and the state are spending their tax dollars. I'm Jennifer Horton, and I investigate how your tax dollars are being used because I don't want your money or mine wasted or fraudulently spent by politicians in power. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side, following the paper trail, asking the tough questions, and giving you the facts. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
How about a sunset view from St. Louis, Missouri coming in this evening from Ryan Carthy? You can see the St. Louis Arch right there. I've actually visited one time, got a little nervous there, made that trip to the top, but it is certainly a beautiful sight there if you've never visited, but a lovely view with that sunset, some of that dry weather. It's impacting the Midwest and into parts of the Southeast right now. Let's check out that out-the-door forecast with Mickey Ferguson for tomorrow morning.
Well, let's take a look at what you should wear going into tomorrow. It's another day that we're expecting really toasty temperatures in the afternoon. In the morning, though, even though it's chilly, it's a little bit warmer than what we experienced this morning, just bottoming out on average down to 44 degrees. But if you can make it through the morning hours, I'd grab that hat and sunglasses and the short sleeve shirt because tomorrow afternoon looks great. You can see it here on your bus stop forecast. Right around 7 a.m., temperatures warming to 50 degrees, 72 at lunch tomorrow, and 76 degrees when the kids hop off the bus. That's good looking stuff there. Okay, Alabama is having their last home meet at Coleman Coliseum. It's senior night. That's coming up this Friday, taking on Arkansas. So the meet is there at Coleman Coliseum, but just outside we're at sunny skies and mild temperatures going into the evening when you get out of the meet. And then there's a big meet there at Auburn too, taking on Florida. I think Florida is ranked number 3 in the country. So again, great looking weather at 5 p.m. sunshine with the meet starting at 7 p.m. and then cooling off into the upper 50s by the end of that contest.
All right, Mickey, and whatever plans you have here for the rest of this week, we are in good shape. We're going to watch Monday for that next chance of rain and storms, and it looks like we'll catch a break again around Tuesday and Wednesday. Notice temperatures do drop off, so looking down the road here, I mentioned don't put away the jacket because we will have some chilly weather making the return, but some nice warm afternoons. Enjoy it. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. More tonight at 9, 9:30, and 10. We'll have updates on that system next week and more on the weekend on WBRC Fox 6 News. Have a great evening.